Hi, this is Brian Kim. I want to share with you case number 77 and the best way to do cataract surgery series. This is a fairly soft lens and a sticky lens, and you're going to see this spastic pupil, and I'm going to worry also about weak zonules. And so you're going to see careful systematic mechanical fracturing and double chop, cross chop of this unusual pupil and lens here. So I'm using a cotton tip to help steady the eye. This patient has a little bit of a strong Bell's reflex. So I'm holding the eye and then using a corneal marker, which will help me to center and size my rhexis. And this is my diamond blade to make my paracentesis incision, first on the right side and then the left side. Make the incision parallel to the iris plane, which creates a nice corneal shelf, which will allow me to achieve a self-sealing incision. I'm injecting some intracameral lidocaine and then some intracameral epinephrine. But as soon as I go in, look what happens. The pupil just kind of collapses. You see this pigment being liberated, the chamber collapses. And I'm injecting the epinephrine, but you see the pupil is just acting very strangely. And so I go ahead and fill up the chamber, and then I'm switching to the dispersive viscoelastic cannula, carefully filling the anterior chamber, which again then causes the pupil to expand quite nicely. Because I encountered that, I'm just going to be a little bit suspicious about the zonules and the pupil as well. This is the triplanar corneal incision to make a vertical groove. Place the blade into the deep part of the groove, tunnel through the cornea, turn the eye towards me, enter, and then flatten out. And this creates a nice corneal incision. I'm going in with the teeth sideways for my puncture style rhexis. I'm going to puncture the central capsule, which happens pretty easily there, grasping the cut edge of the capsule to create a little bit of a flap. And then I'm going around circumferentially, trying to make the rhexis sized appropriately and centered appropriately and to correspond with my corneal marks that I made earlier. Finish the rhexis and then burp the viscoelastic from the anterior chamber. This is the Capsulorhexis hydrodissection technique. I place the cannula under the rhexis edge contra-incisionally, point the tip down towards the nerve, get a nice wave. Oh, the lens actually pops out of the bag here. Decompress on the left side, and then I start to spin the lens. Once it pops out of the bag, you pretty much know it's free. Irrigate the surface of the eye, turning the sleeve so that it's in the right position, lifting the incision with the chopper, going in with irrigation off to minimize Descemet's trauma, removing the surface epinuclear material, placing the chopper underneath the rhexis edge, placing the phaco tip vertically sub-incisionally, crushing the lens with both instruments with mechanical forces. That's the double chop, placing the chopper around the right heminucleus, pulling it centrally and crushing it. That is the cross chop. Using high vacuum, I'm grasping that first quadrant, lifting it up, crushing it and dividing it and emulsifying it. Turning the second heminucleus in front of me, placing the chopper around the lens piece, pulling it towards the phaco tip and dividing the second heminucleus. Using a little bit of vacuum as well as mechanical fracturing forces to remove that third quadrant. And then placing the chopper around the fourth quadrant. It didn't quite go around it, so reposition, try again, and I'm able to tease that lens piece up and emulsify the lens piece. Grasping that remaining, it was from the second quadrant from before, lifting it up with high vacuum and then emulsifying the lens piece. Again, this is a fairly soft lens. removing the remaining epinuclear material. Take the chopper out, push BSS in, take the phaco tip out, and go in with the INA handpiece, starting subincisionally, removing the cortical material from anterior to posterior, and then going around circumferentially, grasping the cortical material from anterior to posterior. It seems to be fairly sticky, this cortical material, but it comes off now. You can see there's a lot of wispy material still adherent to the capsule. So far, the iris has not really misbehaved. The pupil's been a good size the entire time. I haven't really encountered any significant zonular trouble, but I did notice that when I was removing the lens, it was quite sticky and stubborn to try to come out. I'm polishing underneath the rhexis edge very carefully using the polish mode. This gives me a lot of confidence that I can do this very safely. Going in with the BSS cannula, pulsing subincisionally, and it looks fairly clean there. Filling the capsular bag with cohesive viscoelastic, and then polishing underneath the rhexis edge with the capsule sweep. I'm polishing on the left side first, and then polishing on the right side. This is a 3-piece lens. I'm going to go in with the blade, widen it a little bit. You want to make sure you cut along the roof of the incision, otherwise you're going to have potentially a leaky incision. I'm injecting the 3-piece acrylic lens in with the bevel facing to the left, delivering the leading haptic into the bag. Again, it's pointing to the left. As the optic comes out, you want to rotate your hand counterclockwise so the optic comes out flat, and then deliver the trailing haptic separately, dialing it in with the Maltzman. We go in with irrigation off, activate irrigation, and then I'm going to go underneath the lens. But since I widened the incision, the chamber is really not as stable, so you just have to be really mindful of that. Trying to go under the lens is just a little bit difficult to do that because the chamber is collapsing. But I finally get underneath it, removing the viscoelastic from within the bag. I try not to do this too long because, again, the chamber is not stable. And then removing all the viscoelastic from the anterior chamber. So again, this patient had a soft lens, a sticky lens. The pupil behaved unusually in the very beginning. And even though I injected epinephrine, it seemed to behave very strangely. I was concerned about loose zonules, concerned about IFIS. None of those things really seemed to have panned out. But I was able to carefully and systematically disassemble this lens despite these concerns, and the case went uneventfully. So I hope this was helpful to you, and I thank you for your attention.